right, Todd, take it away. What's going on in the market?
Well, I'm excited about following the 40th anniversary. I think that's really cool. See, I got my 40th anniversary pin on right here.
Oh,
right
I didn't get one of those.
Hey, cool. The cool people get one.
Stop stealing stuff.
Yeah, Mike.
Yeah, I wouldn't take off that coat.
No, there you go. All right, everybody, thanks for joining us today. Today we're going over the Greater Phoenix Metro market statistics for the week ending February 23rd. Let's get right into our numbers. 88 days on market this past week, a 5.17 month supply. Absorption rate is at 19.33. The average list price this past week, $783,714. Average sale price this past week, $628,784. Our list price to sale price retention at 97.11. Active inventory rose again. We're at 26,061. Pending is sitting at 4716, and closed units at 3695. New listings taken this past week were 2,209, down just a little bit, but still good. We're still above, the 2,000 mark. 15% the increase, in the days on market. We're sitting now at 92. Days on market for close is at 88. If we take a look at the lower left-hand side, this is, unless we're looking at the monthly report, which this is the weekly report, this is the active inventory currently in the marketplace right now. So if you look at this as of this morning, so if you look at this and you say, oh, what's available in the $600,000 to $800,000 category? Well, there's 3,667 properties. They're averaging 87 days on market, and it represents approximately 12.52% of the entire MLS. And then the last number over there says, well, the market's, the inventory's growing. So again, inventory growing, there are some secrets as to whether you're a buyer or a listing agent just by that number alone. So this is how you can use this, whether you're working with a buyer or whether you're working with a seller. Taking a look at the entire MLS, 66.74% of the entire MLS is priced under $600,000. 600 to 1 million is at 18.65, and those properties that are over $1 million at 14.61. So the spreadsheet, this is the fun part. This is really when you get to sound like we know what we're talking about, because the reality is we're comparing it to just another time period, whether it was a week over week, month over month, year over year. But it does give us an opportunity to see the changes in the numbers, which gives us clues as far as whether the market, trends that might be happening, what's going on. So new listings, of course, way over on the left-hand side is what we call ROT. That's rules of thumb. If we were in a perfectly balanced market, these are the numbers that you would see. Not the ones necessarily next to coming soon in those are live, but the ones that are next to the headings. So in this case, 2,209 properties were new listings this past week. We had 2,339 the year before. 2 years ago, we were at 1,824. So we're right kind of still significantly higher than we were 2 years ago. Looking at active inventory, sitting at 26,061, comprised of 684 in the coming soon, 19,234 single-family non-distressed. We have 3,071 new home construction properties in the MLS. Remember, don't be misled. That's not the entire new home inventory in the Greater Phoenix metro market. That is just those that are using the MLS as a tool for exposure. Taking a look at the non-distressed, we're sitting at 25,601 of that number. So again, that's 98.2% of the entire MLS. Looking at pending, well, just as we look at new listings as the seller's willingness to enter into the marketplace, obviously sellers believe that the market is good enough for them. Maybe they have to sell, but the point is that they're entering the market. And when listings increase, that means more sellers have confidence in the marketplace. Well, similarly, when we have more pending, that means buyers have confidence in the marketplace. So if we take a look, 2 years ago, we're at 4125, 4283. This year, so far this month, we're at 4,716. Week over week, we were at 4338. So what we're seeing is many more people, many more buyers, and Justin will talk to you about the lending perspective in just a moment. But there's more confidence. The buyers now know that they are in a buyer's market, that they have the ability to negotiate, that the sellers are, if they want their home to sell and there's 6 in the neighborhood and they're a little stale, they're going to have to negotiate a little bit. And so these are the things that we can identify just by looking at the numbers and the trends. Taking you look at closed, a little too early still in the month. Last week of the month, of course, as we all know, that's when everything does close. But if we do take a look, we're about pretty flush with last year as far as the numbers are concerned. So that's a good sign. We're just a little bit behind. But again, these are point-in-time numbers. So next week, the numbers will, percentage-wise, will be a little bit different. But what we're looking at right now is there's a very good possibility, just like the 2 prior months, that we're going to finish the month in the green. Which would be a very, very good sign because it just shows that there's more closing growth again, which is what Lawrence Yun said. We should expect somewhere about a 8 to 12% increase in production volume over this particular 2026. Month supply 5.17. There it is, Mike's favorite number. Anything over 5, you're really in a buyer's market, so that's a good sign. I know, I hate saying that too. And if we sit there, if we sit here and we say, okay, well, what's going on in the market? The inventory prices must be going crazy. Not really. Look at that 400. We're looking at the bottom number in that red box, but 454,990. We're at 457. These numbers. So we've been averaging right about that 450 median sale price for the last 3 years. So through all of this tumultuous changes in the marketplace, whether we were in a seller's market or a buyer's market, the prices aren't taking off. Median price is a really super number to look at when you're trying to determine our prices taking off. Market is sitting at 88 days, so it's a little bit slower than it had been, about 10, 12 days. And everybody says, well, it's not too much. Actually, that's a lot in the marketplace when you're looking overall. 97.8 is the sweet spot for list price to sale price retention. We're at 97.11. We're at 97.06, but we were at 97.6 last year. So the sellers are having, this is indicative of sellers. What this means is, what was the difference? How much did the seller retain of their list price at the time they accepted the offer? No other period of time, just at the time they accepted the offer that they're in escrow with right now. What was the difference between the list price and the sale price? And so 97.8 is historic over the last 5 years. That's been what the market has averaged. So when we look at these numbers at 97.11, we're seeing that the sellers are giving up about another 0.5%. So this is important because if you're working with a buyer or you're prepping your seller for a negotiation, you've got to anticipate whatever this market gap is between the list price and the sale price into the pricing structure, whether that's a buyer's pricing structure or a seller's pricing structure, depending upon what's most important: price, concessions, etc. So right now, the sellers have been giving up about 0.5% more to make their product go away, which is what we've seen. So those are the numbers this past week. We'll see you next Monday with the numbers for next week.
All right, sounds good.